So while we need both the masculine and the feminine energies within us, and we're all made up of both masculine and feminine, the feminine, in my opinion, is where creation comes from. So that is your life force energy. That is where it is the easiest to manifest from when you are manifesting from your feminine. The thing about it is that in order for the feminine to really thrive and flourish, your creation to flourish, it has to have a safe environment, a safe space. So today I want you to do an assessment of your environment, and I'm not just talking physical, I'm talking emotional, spiritual, mental, your entire makeup. Are you in a safe environment where your feminine energy can come through and really thrive? If, for example, let's say that you feel like, yes, I have a very safe home, but I don't feel like I can always express myself. I don't feel like I can always, express my emotions, or I can't fully embrace and tap into my spirituality the way that I want to because of maybe, family members and their perspectives, or, my home is just not conducive to us being able to express ourselves emotionally. That's awesome that you have a safe physical environment, but it just means that you also need to create an emotional or a spiritual safe space for yourself. And what that can look like is something as simple as just, creating pockets for yourself throughout the day. So if you don't feel like you can emotionally express yourself at home, then that means that you may need to use like your car, for example. That can be a safe space for you. At work can even be a safe space for you. Finding places in nature, going to the park, going for walks. You can do walking meditations. I do them all the time. Those can be those areas where you have created a safe space for you in the areas that you may feel unsafe. And as a side note, if you feel like you are physically unsafe, I need you to get the hell out of Dodge. But anyway, let's just say that, all of us feel safe in terms of our homes physically. Nobody is coming trying to attack us or do anything crazy like that. And it's more of an internal safety that we need to create for ourselves. Make sure that you take the time to create that environment for yourself, and you can start doing it little by little. One thing that I used to do, I was actually in a very toxic relationship in my younger years. My first marriage was just not a good one. And one of the things that I used to do as I really started to have my own spiritual awakening and just evolve was I would set an alarm on my watch to where it would vibrate at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. But I knew that my spouse at the time, I knew he would be asleep. He wasn't going to get up. So that was like my prime time to actually get up. And that's when I would journal. That's when I would, listen to like my affirmations, write down my affirmations. I would spend time meditating when I first started learning about it. And I had trained myself for about a year or so to create that type of an emotionally and spiritually safe space for myself, because otherwise throughout my home, I really just didn't feel like I could do that. And then over time, when I started to develop more confidence and more security within myself, that was when I started, putting a lot of my things into practice, just, freely and out in the open. And that's also where I started to see myself being able to easily create and call things into my existence. Safety is necessary in order for the feminine to thrive. So you really want to make sure that you are creating a safe space for your feminine, your own feminine energy to flourish. And one other thing, you do not need a man physically to create safety for you, because there are a lot of women that do not have men in their lives, and they feel safer than women that do have men in their lives. So it's not necessarily about the gender, although men do hold phenomenal value, in my opinion. Healthy men hold phenomenal value, in my opinion. This is all about your internal work. Your masculine can create safety and security for your feminine to thrive. So if you start focusing on that and making sure that that's the environment that you hold from all of those sectors of your life, and internally and external safety, you'll probably find it a lot easier to start creating from that life force energy, that feminine energy.